Alright guys, so in this video we're going to be, there's three different parts to it. It's a bit of an update video and then there's some interesting stuff in it as well. So yeah, we're going to be looking at one of the interesting things I found, metal detecting, which is this. It's got a name inscribed on it, but I'm not actually sure what it is. It looks like it could be off like a leather briefcase or something, but yeah, I'm not 100% sure what it is. So we're going to be looking into that, doing a bit of research and see if we can find out who the person is and what it could possibly be. I was at VidCon for the last weekend, so I've got a few clips from there. I'm going to talk about that a little bit, and then I've got a few short clips from a dig I did at a house permission a few weeks ago, which turned out pretty well and it was a fun day out. And so yeah, let's get into it. Alright guys, so to start off the research, I headed into the local library, to the local history section, like the archive section upstairs. So we started off in the family history section and looked up his last name, Gillam, which I could see on the plaque, and I came across some faces of some local businessmen and also a few newspaper articles. After looking more into these newspaper articles and doing a search on the website Trove, which is a very useful website if you're ever looking for old newspaper articles or photographs or something. On Trove I came across some newspaper articles from around the 1890s discussing William Jenkins Gillam, who was born around 1844 in Albany in Western Australia. Then it said that his father Thomas Gillam built Pyrmont House in Albany, and then William Jenkins Gillam, Thomas's son, then added on to that house, which is now a heritage listed property in Albany in Western Australia. And then later on in his life he moved here to Newcastle. Now we know who he is and the age range that we're looking at for how old this find is, which would be about turn of the century. I'll have a look around on Instagram and YouTube and in my local area to see if there's any like businesses or people that deal with leather, like handcrafts, stuff like that. Might go talk to them or send them a message and see if they know what this is and if they can help us out to identify what it could be. Alright guys, now just a little bit of a break from the research. We're going to go on to the VidCon video. So I was down in VidCon in Melbourne this year, and it was pretty interesting. Got to meet a few people, saw a lot of people that I've seen around on YouTube and stuff, like some of the bigger YouTubers, and I also got to meet Benon from Gives a Minute, who I've got one of his stickers back in there somewhere. And yeah, it was great meeting him and Scott, who I've also seen his videos before. Both their channels will be linked in the description if you want to check that out. So yeah, it was great, learned a lot about YouTube and stuff. I learned some tips and stuff to help with this channel for making videos, make the videos better and stuff.
Some temperatures, Jim.
Alright, so let's get back into the research. Once he was here in Newcastle, he co-owned Gillam & Company, which was founded in 1883, which then imported flour, wine and timber and that kind of thing into the port of Newcastle at that time. I also found records of a bond store, which I've seen before, here in Newcastle, right near the foreshore line, which was built in 1888, and it's now office buildings, I'm pretty sure. And that bond store building was a warehouse for storage and handling of imported goods, that kind of thing. It was heritage listed in 1999 and it was like renovated and turned into office spaces. So anyway, let's have a little more of a look at this bond store building.
I'm flying high, but I got a feeling I'm falling for nobody else but
That's so cool.
you. You caught my eye, and I've got a feeling I'm falling. Show me the ring and I'll jump right through. I used to. I'm flying high, but I've got a feeling I'm falling for nobody.
Alright, so that research is actually coming along quite nicely, learning a lot about this guy and what the item could actually be. And hopefully after this next bit we'll finally figure out what exactly that piece of brass is, what it was off over 100 years ago. So far we've found out that William Jenkins Gillam was born in Albany in the 1840s, moved to Newcastle and co-owned this storage business for imported goods. We've gone from just that one little brass item with his name inscribed on it to finding out where he was born and his working life and the business that he operated. So to find out what that item could be, what I'm thinking it is because of the two lugs on the back, I'm pretty sure it would have come off some kind of leather item. So I've messaged a few museums and leather museums, if any of the curators or historians at the museum have any idea what this could possibly be. I did get a reply from quite a few of them, and a lot of them said that they agree that it's probably off a leather item and possibly off a horse bridle, possibly, or a saddle, off a suitcase, or off a dog collar. So since the museums weren't too sure as to what it was, I decided to go into a Facebook group, a local history Facebook group, and posted it up there. And I was actually overwhelmed with the amount of replies I got. There was quite a broad variation of responses there. I'll just post some of them up just here of all the different things that people were thinking, which were all very good possibilities that this was one of those things. One person commented that it could possibly be a noseband off a horse bridle. And yeah, I'm actually thinking that is probably what it is. And after a few more replies to that comment, a lot of other people were agreeing with this woman that it is probably like a brass ornate piece off a horse bridle. And in the top right corner it says 396. And when I searched William Jenkins Gillam 396 into Google or into Trove, nothing was coming up with those numbers. So what we're thinking is that either an inventory number for the saddler, like the saddle maker, or an inventory number for Gillam and Company. So now we're going to get into the house dig. This house is going to be demolished sometime soon, so I was able to, lucky enough to get permission to go on there and have a look around. So yeah, let's get into those short clips and then we'll get back into the research. So today we're here at this house site here. It's about to be demolished, or demolished soon. We're in the backyard now. It's actually pretty big, and we're going to start out the front first, hopefully find some coins, a few relics maybe. Alright guys, so here we have the first find. Looks to be a kangaroo halfpenny. 1948. Very nice, I'll keep on going. Alright, so that's where I dug that halfpenny, and then as I was filling in the hole I checked, and I was getting a similar signal right next to it there. And of course, it's just a screw. Alright guys, so I hope you enjoyed that short dig there. A nice penny or two came out of that one. Hopefully I'll be able to get back on once the house is gone and demolished. So now let's finish up the research here and finally figure out what that find is. William Jenkins Gillam died on the 26th of July in 1908. I'm not sure how he died. He's buried in the same cemetery that Mr. Bryant was buried in, the last research video I did. If you want to check that out, you check it out just up there. So I posted on my Instagram account, I posted a poll to see how many people agree with the nose band piece idea, and 75% of the people that voted agreed that it was a nose band. the large majority are agreeing that that's probably what it was from. So if you want to, I've got a poll just up in the corner here. If you want to click if you agree with that or if you disagree. If you have any other opinions on what it could possibly be, leave it in the comments and I'd love to hear what it is. And if you could possibly know what 396 could mean, leave that in the comments. So yeah, that's it guys. William Gillam was born in 1844 in Albany in Western Australia, then moved over to Newcastle, New South Wales in the 1870s, 80s, and started up a business that is still running today actually. Still actually going quite well today. They sell tiles and household kind of things. Opened up that business and then passed away in the early 1900s, and now I've uncovered this piece of history that has brought to light some local history that I've never heard of, and I'm sure you guys have never heard of either, and it's pretty interesting. So yeah, if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you want to see more. Thanks for watching guys, I'll see you in the next episode.
I'm flying high, but show me the ring and I'll jump right through. Show me the ring and I'll